All right, we've been learning new details tonight about the shooting death of Mobile police officer Tuder.
In the preliminary hearing today, there was testimony about the final moments of Officer Tuder's life caught on surveillance videos. Now, those videos were not shown in court, but they were described as showing Tuder fighting with Perez and then the fatal shots being fired out of the camera's view. And now the case moves on to the grand jury.
Tyler Fingert has been on the story from the very start. He's at Government Plaza now live. Tyler, what did you learn about what happened today in court?
Today, a Mobile police detective took the stand during the preliminary hearing, Lanice and Byron, as Marco Perez sat there shackled with around his feet and his hands, and he sat there stone-faced as the detective laid out part of the case against him. Surrounded by sheriff's deputies, Marco Perez was led into courtroom 6400. Today's preliminary hearing lasting just 50 minutes, but it was enough time for the court to find probable cause.
The case will proceed to the grand jury, and then once it's indicted out of the grand jury, then we will have court dates. So we don't anticipate any coming up anytime soon.
MPD Homicide Detective Jermaine Rogers taking the stand today to talk about the investigation into the deadly shooting. We now know part of Officer Tuder's final minutes were caught on surveillance cameras at the Peach Place apartments, including a fight just moments after Officer Tuder got to the complex. But at some point, 46 seconds was out of the camera's view, including the deadly shooting. Perez was arrested nearby by police after running toward the wood line at the Peach Place apartments. In court, the detective said Perez told them on scene, quote, I messed up, end quote, then mentioned something about being tased. After court today, neither side could comment on the new details because of a gag order not allowing those involved with the case to talk publicly.
There's a gag order, so I can't answer any questions.
There's been a order entered restraining any party from commenting on generally anything about the case.
During Tuesday's testimony, the detective also revealed Tuder was shot 3 times. 2 witnesses and a confidential informant were revealed. All of them are expected to testify in court about what happened and what they saw. Police say Officer Tuder had his badge on his belt when he got out of the car at the Peach Place apartments, and the detective says Perez was expecting Tuder to be his ride, but not a police officer. But then Tuder pulled out his gun, trying to arrest him. For the defense team, cases like this can be difficult to work on.
Well, the law is the law, and sometimes the case law and the statutes make defending a fact situation like this difficult, but that's what the law is, and that's what my job is. So if it's hard, so be it.
The case is heading to the grand jury, and it could be months before we hear about it again. Until that time, Marco Perez will continue to be held in custody with no bond on that capital murder charge. We asked the district attorney today about whether or not they made that decision about whether they will go for life in prison without parole or the death penalty. She said they are still making that decision. When we learn more, we'll of course let you know. We're live tonight in downtown Mobile outside Government Plaza. Tyler Fingert, Fox 10 News.